Hey everybody, this is IndieGeek, and today I'm taking a look at One Finger Death Punch, which just released on Steam today. It is available for $5, and it's actually $4 for the opening week sale. This is a game by Silver Dollar Games, and I believe it was originally released on the Xbox Live Indie Games market, but it's really nice to see it come onto Steam. So the easiest way to explain what's going on here is going to be for me to just jump into the game and play it, because it's a little wild. Alright, so the levels mode takes us through actual levels, survival. You just go until you die, which is pretty straightforward. So there are 3 difficulties, and they're basically 3 sets of levels, so you have to get through all of the student levels before moving on to Master, and same for Master to Grandmaster. So what we are going to do here, so I can zoom out here, and we can see that there are a fair number of levels, because I can't even see all of my map yet, based on how many levels I've beaten. So that is super cool. That means there's a lot to it, because like I said, this is only the student levels. But I'm going to jump into the... okay, maybe I can't replay the tutorial level? I guess not. That's fine. Okay. Well, whatever. I can just start on this level. That's fine. So, the way it works, you don't move. So we can actually move our character, and I think that's pretty cool. I think it's a little different. So, we have different kinds of enemies, right? So these regular gray guys just, like, die instantly. Yeah, you know, it's just like one hit. And then we've seen a couple where it's kind of slowed down and given me a bunch of buttons to press. So that's an enemy. And then the colored guys, so like that blue guy, they take 2 hits and they can dodge. And then we ended with a little super combo there. So it's pretty fast, and we just saw like a lot of stuff happen. But that, I mean, that's kind of the gist of the game here. I'm not exactly sure why it's not letting me play old levels. It's weird, because it's letting me play some. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that, but that's fine. So we've kind of get this going on. So like this is a little better, because this level happened a little bit before. So like the 2-hit guys aren't dodging now. So it's basically just 2 hits in their direction. And then sometimes we can extend our range with various things. Oh no.
Drop below the ground. You are too slow, and you will take a damage.
And we can pick up weapons, which is super cool. So like I just picked that thing up. Okay, and kind of like a basic overview of this game and why I like it. So I mean, it's actually like the worst I've ever done, but that's okay. So here's the other thing. We also get different skills, and you have to unlock the skills doing various objectives. So that's cool. Come on. Okay. Sorry, the controller's just being a little finicky there. So I'm gonna jump into a level that I haven't played now. Kind of the thing that really appeals to me about this game, because I do need to mention it's only 2 buttons, and I don't feel like that's really a detriment to the game. I think it actually works really well in this case, because I don't think that it needs to be any more complicated than that. And kind of like the way that I've been thinking about this is like, so when I was younger,
and right mouse buttons to shoot ball into enemies. It will kill any enemy in one hit.
Oh,
Juggle
cool.
the ball back and forth to kill as many enemies as possible. The ball must be in your left or right mouse button zones in order for you to hit it.
Okay, that was interesting. So that was a new thing that I have not experienced yet. That was cool too. So what I was getting at was, like, when I was younger, I always wanted like a really good Matrix game. And, you know, I played like every Matrix game that came out. You know, I played the online Matrix game and all that, and none of them really like felt that good. This is like the Matrix game that I've always been looking for. It's basically the combat of the Matrix, kind of like, you know, it's basically that idea, just it's only the combat of the Matrix, which I think works so well. You know, it's got like the really cheesy like slowdown occasionally. We do things in slow motion and we dodge like crazy, and we're practically invincible. I mean, we can lose, but it doesn't happen often. That would be my cue for, would be my cue to lose now, right? It does happen to me a lot. That's like, oh, that's super cool. It's funny, like, when I play this game, I just start acting like a 12-year-old all over again. It really just, like, appeals to, that kind of side of me.
Destroy him. Victory.
I mean, like, you know, because as far as, like, depth, you know, I mean, there's not, like, a story in this. It's not like a regular fighting game where you're going to spend a bunch of time learning combos and stuff. If I was going to compare it to any pre-existing game, probably the closest thing would be something like Dive Kick, honestly, because it's just set up to be, like, a really easy to pick up, kind of super over-the-top, but fun kind of action game. And I definitely appreciate what it's doing. I don't think it's necessarily going to be for everyone, but I think a lot of people should give this a try. You know, I think, unfortunately, there's a chance that it might get kind of overlooked. You know, if people kind of look at it and don't realize exactly what it is, because from looking at it, it seems really easy, and I promise you, it is not as easy as it looks. Like, I mean, you've seen I'm having some issues. You know, I'm not getting perfect on any of these. And I mean, it said right there in the tips, like, do not judge a game by its cover. That's exactly it. Like, don't judge this game by screenshots or by seeing just a little bit of gameplay of it, because one of the things that makes this game really, really great is actually like the feel of the game, and that's something that I'm always looking for, is games that feel good. You know, and I mean, there are certain companies that do that super, super well. I mean, like, it's kind of like when you play like Super Crate Box, right, from Flambert. It's you know, it's not like the most complicated game, but it feels so good, and that's what I get from this. Like, it's not a complicated game, but it's one of the best feeling games that I've played in a long time. And that's like really high praise.
Victory. Platinum medal.
Nice.
Awarded.
I didn't get perfect though. Darn. So, you know, that was kind of a different kind of level. Maybe I'll go back here and I'm gonna play this boss round again,
Switches between green and
so
blue.
that you guys can see this.
Indicated below them.
So what we have here is kind of more enemies that take kind of more hits to do. Well, I guess it's only one enemy because he keeps getting back up, and he just takes a lot more hits to do. So we've got to be a lot more precise.
Gold medal. Awarded.
So those are kind of cool too. So basically what I'm getting at is there are definitely different kinds of levels. So this is a light sword round where you basically get to be a Jedi, which is pretty awesome. And these levels are clearly meant to be a little easier than
Destroy your enemies by pressing the left or right mouse buttons.
than the normal levels, because these ones are supposed to just make you feel like pretty awesome. I mean, that's, you know, it sounds weird to say, but that's kind of like one of the biggest reasons that I like this game is it really does kind of just make me feel really awesome.
Moving down the screen. Victory.
As far as like the art goes, you know, I mean, it's stick figures, but at the same time they look really good, and all the animations look nice when you're doing like the slow motion stuff. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on is the thing. Unfortunately, like a lot of these animations, you kind of miss when you're playing, just because you're paying attention to making sure that you get the right button prompts. Oh yeah, now we are talking. Oh no! Nice.
Gold medal awarded.
Well, at least I got the perfect. I'm not sure what constitutes a perfect exactly, because I missed, but I still got perfect. So I'm probably just going to do 1 or 2 more levels here. I think you guys kind of get the idea. You know, the music's good, the art's good. And I think, honestly, I think a lot of people should check this out. And I think, unfortunately, it's got the potential to be really overlooked. And like I said, that's unfortunate, because it's really, really good. Like, surprisingly good. I mean, you know, I saw it on the, you know, pop up on the store today, kind of out of nowhere, and I expected it to be something that I kind of liked, but I didn't expect to like it nearly as much as I am. And I think one of the coolest effects is when you do get going really well here, you get into kind of this groove. And, you know, that was obviously a bad example of getting in a groove, because I clearly was not in a groove there. But, you know, when you do get in a groove, it feels really nice. I mean, there's not, like, a whole lot more I can say. And that's unfortunate, because, you know, the reason that I can't really say more is because it's hard to just kind of explain this game. Like I said, so much of it is like about the feel of the game. So, you know, I can't really explain to you why it feels so good. It just does. And, you know, it's something you need to try. And honestly, it's only a couple bucks. You know, $5, $4 for the opening week sale. That is not that much at all. You can definitely, you know, you can definitely spend $5 in a worse way, is what I'm saying. And I mean, you can already see, like, the difficulty kind of ramps up pretty fast. Let me try this out.
Break the total objects indicated to win.
Oh, interesting. So I kind of like these kind of weird rounds. You know, because they force you to play like a little bit differently, and I appreciate that. What I am interested to see is when I get better, what the other difficulty levels are going to be like, because I've kind of hit this point now where, I mean, like the first 5 or 6 levels I was doing really well and basically getting perfect on everything, but now, I mean, you can see, you know, it's starting to get pretty difficult. Oh, I gotta do it just because it's another light sword round. So I will do this, and then I think I'm gonna wrap up my thoughts there. But kind of the overall impression I get.
But it will never go lower than 100%. Enemy base speed will increase throughout the game, making future stages more difficult.
I think I was just explaining how the speed modifier works. Oh no. one of the first things the game pops up with is this message about how you can't button mash, and that's definitely true. You know, so don't think that this is just, oh, you know, you just press a button and win. It's not like that at all. Like, there's actually quite a bit to it, and you really have to kind of be careful with how you're pressing stuff. I imagine this is probably going to be one of the biggest changes with more difficulty levels.
Gold medal awarded.
You know, rather than just be like XXXXXXXBBXX, you know, it'll probably change around a little more. But that is going to wrap up my look at One Finger Death Punch here. This is definitely a game that I recommend everyone to go play. I'm having a blast with it, and I think you will too. And for $4, you know, $5 when it's not on sale, at either price, I think this is really worth it. I think this was unfortunately overlooked a bit on the Xbox Live Indie Games Marketplace. And hopefully it can kind of find a new home on Steam here, and hopefully a lot of people check it out. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm going to leave it off. I definitely give this game my glowing recommendation. I am having a blast, and it'll definitely be one that I keep coming back to. So, with all of that being said, as always, feel free to leave comments if there's anything that you'd like to comment on. Subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos every single day, and if you liked my look at One Finger Death Punch, please consider clicking the like button, because that could help me out a lot, and I appreciate everything that you do to help. So with all of that, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.